Hey, welcome back to this new Pizza Array tutorial, and today we will do some pyramid stuff. So we are in a fresh blender scene, and today we don't use the cube. We want to use a cone instead. Let's change the vertices to 4. Now we can go ahead and change here the dimensions to 30 by 30 by 20. So we are having here a big pyramid. Let's change the Z position to 10, and I want to push this one minus 30 here in the back, because we want to shot here now later from the center. I want to give the rotation or the pyramid a little offset, so let's change this here to 10. Let's rename this one here to pyramid. Now we want to add here some detail, so we can go into the edit mode, pressing the tab button, and now we want to select here the face mode, select every face except of the bottom. So yeah, everything is selected here right now. And now we want to go in the insert faces mode and yeah, make an offset here. Now we only have something going on here in the bottom, but when we are pressing individual, now we are having here yeah, each face individual yeah, individual, and let's go here for 0.05. And now we can go ahead and go to the extrude individual and push this one a little bit here into the center. Maybe to let's leave it here. Maybe let's put this here to, let's go here with minus 0.4. I think that's good. And now we can leave here the edit mode. And let's duplicate this one by pressing Shift and D and rename this one to Pyramid Grid. And now we want to add here a modifier, which is the wireframe. And let's see, now we can change here the thickness to 0.0004. And now we are having here some yeah, some cool thin lines where we put some neon stuff on later, but first we need now here another stuff. So let's go here into the mesh, and we need a landscape. If you don't have this one in your current Blender version, you can go here into the preferences, add-ons, and search for landscape and add the ANT landscape. And now we want to go here to this landscape and add this one. Leave everything like it is. And I want to change here the stuff to 14 by 14 by 1.5. So we're having here a little bit of stuff going on. And we can put this now here into the back or into the front. Let's see. I think this one here is more for some small stuff in the front, and I want to duplicate this one again and yeah, scale this a little bit up here. And now we can put this here on the side of our pyramid. I want to put there later some sand texture on it. So we are having here our futuristic pyramid in some sand stuff going on. So maybe let's go with something like this. And yeah, that's now here for the pyramid. I want to go ahead now and yeah, make some part of cave around here our pyramid. So but first I think we can go ahead here and change now the camera view, and I like to add here some zeros. So let's go here with 0 in the X, 0 in the Y. 0.11. Maybe let's change this later, and we want to go with 90, 0, and 90. Maybe let's disable here our character for now, and now we can add here some stuff in the settings of our camera. I want to change here the focal length to 14 because I want to make a little bit of a vertical image today. So let's change here the Y pixels to the double, and let's go with something like this. And now we can go ahead and shift here the camera to 0.4. So yeah, the main thing is in the bottom, and then we want to go up with the view. So now let's go with this one here right now. And yeah, the next little thing is now here the floor. So let's add here a plane, and we want to only go with 50 by 50 and push this a little bit down here, -20. Something like this should be okay. And now we want to go ahead and add here a little cave or something like this around our pyramid. And for this one we need again here the landscape. And now we want to go into the operator presets, and we want to use here the rock. So let's see, now we have here a cool tiny rock for this one, and let's rename this here to rock. Now let's hide this for now. And I want to make a little, because I'm a little lazy, I want to duplicate these rocks around here the pyramid. So what we can do for this is, of course, we want to use a little bit geometry nodes. So let's create a cube, and on that cube, on every point of that cube should be later rock. So on every corner there will be a rock. So let's go here into the geometry nodes. So let's rename this here to rocks, and maybe let's write this. We need now is we need the geometry of this cube, but we need a instance on points. So, and yeah, we can put this one here between because we want to use the points, but we need a object info, which is our rock. So let's search for this one, and we are putting this here. Now you can see on every corner, or on every edge, sorry, on every point edge, there is a cube, is a rock. Okay, and yeah, let's go here into the edit mode, because for our cave I only want to use the sides, the top and the back. So we don't need the faces of the front and the bottom. So let's select them and delete them. Now we're having a little bit, no, that's not really changing everything. So, but now we can go ahead and change the scale here of our cube. And I want to go with some numbers here. So let's change this one to 22 by 22 and something like 30. And let's go ahead and add here some loop cuts, because I want to have a little bit more geometry. So let's select everything and press Ctrl R, and let's make a loop cut here in the center, pressing escape. Another loop cut here in the middle, and here another loop cut. Everything is when you're pressing escape, or when you're pressing escape you always get a cut in the center. So now we are having here some rocks going on. And maybe let's have a look. So maybe let's let's select them here, the points, and bring them a little bit out of the center, because when we are scaling the cube in here in this mode, the rocks will scale as well. So we only want to have the bring the position out of the center. So now we're having some stuff like this here, and maybe let's see if we can push the cube a little bit into the Z direction above. So let's see if we can push this one here a little bit back. So now we are getting here the cave, and maybe let's bring this cube a little bit here, scale this a little bit here. Maybe let's select everything by pressing A and scale this a little bit here in the, what is it, in the x-axis. So the rocks are not so, yeah, on each other. So maybe let's do this again here and scale this by pressing S and Z. So we are having here this little bit more room inside of this one here. When we are looking through our camera now, we are having here these really big cave now, but it looks a little bit duplicated. So what we can do now is here add a simple random value, put this one here into the rotation, and maybe let's go with 4.5 and 1.2. So we have a little bit of randomness here, and let's see, maybe it's okay for now. We will see this later when we are adding these type of laser thing. I think that's good here for now. Maybe let's add here our rust here, so we're having a little bit more perspective. So let's go here into the layout mode and change the position here of our guy -2 and offset this a little bit, or him, and maybe he's looking to our pyramid here right now. So that's okay. I think we can position the whole stuff here later if we want to. So let's leave it like it is now. And yeah, the last thing for the scene, for some building here, is we need a cylinder. And yeah, let's change here the settings of this one. And the settings are -30 for the position and 35 or something like this. So now our cylinder is here. Okay, we want to go here with the cylinder and change the dimensions to 0.2, 0.2, and 60. And now we have here a thin small line which is going here into our cave top here. Okay, that's okay here for this one. And now let's do here some texturing stuff, and I think we can start here now with our pyramid. Okay, let's go here into the rendered or rendering. Okay, first of all, I want to add here with the easy HDRI an HDRI. So we are in Eevee. I want to add here this LA downtown thing. So maybe let's create a world which is not working here. And I want to use here this LA downtown. And now we can see something is going on. I want to add here the ambient occlusion, bloom, and screen space reflection, half res trace off, half res trace off, maximum roughness up, and edge fading down. So let's select here the pyramid and let's go here into the shading and rendering. So let's select this one, and I want to make a material for our pyramid. And yeah, this is an easy one, so it's mostly black. And I want to turn down a little bit the roughness. So we're having here a little bit reflection going on. To maybe something like this. And now we can add here to our pyramid grid a new material, which will be glow material. Yeah, the glow pyramid material here will be emissive, orangey material here, something like this. And I want to bring this really high to something like 50. But I thought it's a little bit boring to have only the some even stuff here going on. So I would like to add here a noise texture, which should be here in the emission. And yeah, we can add here a texture or coordinate setup. So press Ctrl and T. If this one won't work, you have to enable the Node Wrangler plugin here in the add-ons, Wrangler, Node Wrangler plugin. Yeah, and I want to change here some settings, which will be the Z-axis to 20. Let me show what it does. So when we are adding here a ramp, color ramp in between, and crank this one a little bit down. So now we are having here these tiny edge gaps here between, and yeah, this is only the scaling for this one. So yeah, let's bring in here some color again. So I want to go here with these light orange stuff here, maybe something like this. And we can change here the scale to 2, details to 12. And I like to use the roughness 0.8 and the distortion of -1, because I want to add this material here to our cylinder here. Let's select this one here and bring in here the material glow as well. So now we can see that we're having here some noise in our our laser, or what it is here. Okay, and that's looking cool. Our scene will be really dark later, but I want to add here another material here for our sand going on. So maybe your scene will be later a little bit brighter. So maybe maybe we can see a little bit more of the texture later. But yeah, what I did here is I adjusted a little bit more here the position of these sand stuff here to the front, so so we can see a little bit better. So let's select here one of our sand things here, and let's change the name to sand. And let's see, here is our principal BSDF setup. Let's press Ctrl Shift and T with a Node Wrangler, and I want to select here the albedo, normal, and roughness of the sand texture from textures.com. We'll put the link into the description later. So put this one here in between. And let's see here the preview. It's not really it's not looking good here right now. We have to add here what is it, subdivision surface, so it looks a little bit better. And what we have to do now as well is go into edit mode by pressing the tab button select everything, go to the UV and press cube projection. And now we are having here some sand going on. You can bring down the scale by 2 if you want to, and I like to add a little bit more of some normal stuff. Maybe it's a little bit too much, but it's up to you. I think in Eevee you have to play with these settings a little bit more, or fine-tune this one a little bit more than in Cycles. So we want to add this material here for this sand one here as well. Yeah, I don't think we need these subdivision surfaces now on everything here, because it's far in the distance. So I just want to show you how you can fix these stuff here. So yeah, let's select here this one as well, cube projection, and bam. It's the same thing here again, UV cube projection, bam, and select here the sand. Now we're having here beautiful sand in front of our pyramid. Okay, that's for this one, and now we need here the rocks. So let's see. Here is our tiny rock. So let's bring in here a new material, rock. And yeah, let's do the same thing. Control Shift and T. We want to use here this texture from textures.com, albedo, normal, and roughness. Bring this one in. Same thing again. We have to select the rock, press Control and UV cube projection. And now you can see we have some beautiful texture here on this one. And yeah, the whole cave has now, yeah, here are some textures on it, which is cool. Let's disable here this one. And this is now what I said. If you have the perspective, maybe it's a little bit too much for you. So yeah, you have to play, you can play with these here. Now how you want to position here the cave. Yeah, I want to leave this here right now. Maybe we get some problems later with the lightning, but let's see this. Yeah, lightning is a good thing. Maybe let's add here the last tiny material on our plane. That is the floor. It is black as well, and I want to go here with a noise texture here in the roughness. So we're having a little bit of randomness. Let's add a ramp in between. So we have here some stuff going on. Maybe something like this. So that is looking better here right now. Yeah, let's see. Let's go back here into the rendering. And yeah, I think that's cool here for now. Let's bring in some lights. I don't want to use here this light from our scene. Yeah, first I want to add here a new light, which is an area light. So let's see the settings of our area light. And where is it? Here is it. That's our area light now. And yeah, let's bring this one behind of our pyramid. So let's go here with -44. Let's see where it is now. Yeah, right behind our pyramid. And let's see if we can leave this on 8. But now we have to rotate it to our pyramid. So let's go here with 180. Or yeah, 180 and 90, something like this. And yeah, I want to go with a cool blue. So yeah, let's go with this color here. Let's go to our main view. And I have to go really high with these values here because the scene is in real world scale. So let's bring in here some really high numbers. And I think that's not the final thing here, but let's see. Let's leave the shape like it is, but we have to change this to 9, and I want to go with a custom distance of 40 meters. So we have here something going on, and maybe let's add another 0 so it's really high colored here. So okay, as always, you can change these numbers and make some adjustments as you wish. So for me, this is the right thing here. So okay, we have here these area light, but before we are going further, I want to add here another thing, which is a cube. And I think you know what the time is now, and the time is now for some fog. So so we can adjust these lights a little bit better. So let's rename this one here to fog, and I want to change the dimensions to 100 in everything. So let's put this one a little bit, no, sorry, let's put this one a little bit up here to maybe, yeah, something like 20. Let's add a new material, and we don't need this one, we only need here the volume scatter, and let's put this one here in between. And yeah, we want to use the density of 0.1, and then as a trophy to 0.8. So here is something big lightning going on now. So now we can see a little bit better here what's going on. So for me, this blue light is okay, but now we have to make another light here, which is a point light, and this point light should be orangish here, something like this. And yeah, let's see that we can bring in here some values now. So let's see where it is. Really bright here, I know, but I want to put this one up here to -30 and put this here right on the top of our pyramid. So we're having here these cool these cool orangey light. And yeah, let's leave the radius like it is, and we can use a custom distance of 20, so it's not shining so much here in the scene, but I think that looks cool as well. But we add here some lights later, and then this whole scene is too hazy, I think. So yeah, let's leave this one to 20, and I want to put here the lights, maybe here this area light, into a new collection, which is lights. So okay, we have here our point light and the area light, and I want to duplicate these point light once again and bring this point light up here to the top of our cave. So we're having a light where the laser stuff is going on in the ceiling, or in the cave ceiling. So maybe let's increase here the point, the power as well, and bring down a little bit the distance. So we're having only this tiny spot here in the ceiling. So that is cool. And because we are now in Eevee, the problem is we have no global illumination yet. So what we can do instead is we can duplicate here a light. from our point lights, from our point lights, and put this one, let me add it here, and put this one here in between. But we don't want to have a volume, so it should not be visible in the volume, because we want to light up the rest of our cave here now, or the surrounding of our cave. So let's select here this light again, or let's use this light, and yeah, we want to increase here the radius to 2, and let's increase the custom distance as well, so we can play now with these settings here, that our scene is lighten up here. So let's see what we can do. Let's increase here the numbers, and now you can see that here the cave is a little bit more visible and it's a little bit more realistic here, or I think that's too much. So it's a little bit more realistic that these lights, or these laser line, is lightening here the whole cave. So let's maybe I think the radius of 2 is okay, and maybe let's go here with a radius, the distance of 80. So, and one thing which I want to change here is the texture of the rock, and maybe let's bring down the scale to 2 by 2, so we're having a little bit more details here going on. Yeah, I like to add here a little bit more of the scaling. Maybe we can go here not for 2, then let's go here maybe to 4, or maybe to 8. Yeah, I think 8 is a good idea. Maybe let's go here with 6. So we are having here a little bit more details in this cave going on. And I think maybe that's it here for this one. As always, maybe let's go ahead here and we can add here another, or a little bit more of these emission stuff, so that it will a little bit more glow a little bit more here. So, but I think that's okay. And the last thing here only for Eevee is here the reflection plane, as always. So when you're adding using here some reflections in the floor of Eevee, so if you want to improve this reflection, you can go ahead here, show the preview plane. We want to add a little bit more of the distance here, and don't want to use a fall off. And then when we are putting this up in the pressing G and Z and putting this up here, we can see here now the reflection plane. Let's disable this one, and as you can see now, the reflection looks a little bit better here right now. So that is the scene for Eevee here right now. Some changes here in the back. I don't like that the sand is glowing here right now, so maybe let's turn down here the distance for the fill light a little bit more. So we have to go here with a 40. I think 40 is a little bit better for our fill light for the scene here. Okay, and if you want to use cycles, you can do this as well, but keep in mind that you have some lights here which you don't need, I think, in cycles. So you can disable here the scene fill light for this one, and you will get a really cool, nice, yeah, sci-fi sci-fi pyramid scene here for cycles as well. So that was this tutorial, and if you like my stuff, check out my channel, and if you want to support me, check out my Gumroad page or my Blender Market page. See you there, and bye.